Hi, gardeners. It's 3 weeks later now, and you can see how big all of our plants have grown. Look how big the potato is. I actually hilled it another time, so I filled up this pot with some more soil on top of those leaves and a little bit of more leaves on top. And if I dig down in here, I'm not actually seeing any potatoes yet. I think it's a little early to see potatoes, and you probably have to dig way down. So we'll have to wait on those potatoes. But look at our kale. Our kale is doing great. Look how pretty it is with all that purple. Pretty soon we could start picking some of these outer leaves, right? We'll pick the bigger leaves and leave those little ones on the inside. They look really good. And what about our bean? Our bean is actually flowering. So look at this. Can you see those purple and white flowers in there? Do you notice anything else that's growing right where the flower used to be, that's kind of skinny and dark green? Let's see. I don't know if you can see it, but look at, like, right here, it's a teeny tiny string bean just starting to grow. So pretty soon we'll be able to actually pick those beans when they get nice and big. And I bet if we were to dig around in that bean, we could probably find those rhizobia bacteria growing on the roots and the little sort of light pink balls that grow on the roots. But we're not going to disturb the roots too much. All right, so let's let these plants grow a little bit more, and we'll check on them in a few weeks. Bye. Hi everybody, it's 2 weeks later, and now we can actually start picking some of our vegetables. Look at this bean. Can you see those beans on there? You can take your scissors or you can just pinch them off with your hands, but I'm going to pick some beans with my scissors. There. I just snip them and leave a little bit of that little stem on there. So you can start harvesting your beans today. Isn't that wonderful? What about your kale? Look at these nice big leaves. Let's take our scissors again and we'll pick off some of these bigger leaves and we'll leave these little ones on the inside. Look at that, we got our first bunch of kale. We picked off the bigger leaves and we left the little ones to grow again. Look at our potato over here, it's getting so big. I even had to put a tomato cage around it to hold it up because mine got really leggy in the low light that it was in to start out. So it actually looks a bit like a tomato, which isn't that surprising because potatoes and tomatoes are in the same plant family. They're all Solanaceae. I'm not going to bother my potato to look for potatoes. I'm just going to hope that they're in there starting to grow. So I wonder what you'll cook with your beans and kale. I can't wait to find out. Have fun gardening. See you soon. Bye. Hi, ship gardeners. Today we're going to check and see if we have any potatoes in our potato plant. It's 3 months after we planted this potato, and so we should have a little something growing. Let's first take a look though at our kale. Look at our kale is still doing pretty great, but look at all these roots growing out the bottom. I should really put this into a bigger pot or plant it outside. And then this bean is doing okay. Actually, some of these leaves at the bottom look a little brown tinge. That's because they got hit by a frost one night when I left them out when it was too cold. But this bean still does have flowers and it is still making beans. Then I have 2 potatoes. I have one in a smaller pot and one in a bigger pot. I'm going to leave this one in the bigger pot to let it grow some more because really we don't normally look for potatoes until the plant starts to flower and the leaves start to die back a little bit. But it would be so exciting to take a look at this smaller potato and see if anything is growing inside. Let's see if we have some potatoes. First I had to take off this stake. I had to put a tomato cage on this potato because it was so floppy since it started out growing with not enough light. Now I'm going to lift some of the soil out of the pot and dig around in there and see if we have any potatoes. Oh, we sure do. Look at that. Can you see the potatoes in there? One of them's kind of big and one is really teeny on the root. Look at this. There's actually a lot of potatoes in here. Look how many potatoes we found. That's amazing. And I even found the seed potato. The seed potato is the one that we planted, and all of the nutrients have come out of that to start our new plant. So this is sort of a funny looking flat and squishy potato. Sometimes they look a little rotten. But we got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We actually got 10 teeny potatoes. That's pretty good. Part of this plant looks like it could actually survive and grow a bit more, so I think I'll leave the soil in this pot and I'll put all this leaf matter back on top, and maybe I'll actually grow some more potatoes in this pot. Good luck with your potatoes, everybody. Great job planting. Bye.